Hey, it's Joy. I've got big feelings about little things, and I want to talk about it. Oh yeah, I'm mad about it. And the fact that everyone else is not up in arms about it is a big part of the problem. Oh, I bawled my eyes out, like I always do. It was the sweetest thing. Oh, it was the cutest thing. It was the funniest thing. Thanks for being here. Let's go. Hey, how are you? Thanks so much for being here. My name's Joy, of course, and I say of course not because you definitely know me, but that whole introduction was introducing me. So I don't know why I feel the need to introduce myself, but that's how I feel. Hi, it's Joy. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. I am struggling a little bit today, and I appreciate you sticking with me through it. I'm having the post-vacation blues. That's as plain as I can say it. Is I was on vacation last week. That's an understatement. I got to go to Europe to celebrate a childhood friend of mine getting married, and many people I knew were there as well. We got to just soak in Europe, enjoy Spain. We had a great time. We got to celebrate. We laughed. We cried. All the things. All the things we ate. Everything. And any type of vacation, but particularly a long one, like one where you really feel like you got away, one that was excellent, one that really scratched an itch for you, or one that was on your bucket list. Anything like that is particularly hard to come back from. And that was a really big one for me and my credit card. So that's the last one that's scheduled for a bit. So not only was the time away really fun, but the months leading up to it were fun, to think about it and to plan for it and to shop for it and to make my little schedules and do the daydreaming about what it was going to be like, and then to actually live it. And now to come back home, that's harsh. That in general, that's a tough one. So my feelings are heavy in that I wish you want your vacation life to be your full life. Wouldn't that be a delight to not have to work and not worry about what you're spending and have croissants for breakfast because who cares? And, you can stay up late if you want to. You can sleep in if you want to. You can get up early and watch the sunrise if you want to. You can go to the beach if you want to. You can go for a bike ride if you want to. It's all those lighthearted things. It's like, oh, vacation joy she's a delight. She's not stressed about very much. I mean, there's travel has some stresses to it, but in general, overall vacation joy she's a delight. She's in comfortable shoes and she's just vibing the day. She's happy to meet new people. She'll be real friendly. She's a delight. And I'm not normally like that. Hopefully I'm normally like that, but not all the time. The day in and day out joy is a little bit more, normal, I guess. Like with more ups and downs and more downs than ups and, responsibilities and bill paying and all that. It's like, the stresses of life. Those are nowhere to be found with vacation joy. She's not familiar. She's not familiar with those types of things. Like even when a somewhat stressful thing comes up. So one thing that happened while I was gone was like, I even hate to bring this up, but I went to Barcelona, and literally anytime I start to say Barcel, as soon as that starts coming out of my mouth, everyone's like, oh, you going to go to that church? Are you going to go see the Sagrada Familia? Are you going to go see the Familia Church? It's stunning. Got to see it. Have to see it. Must see. Well, I heard it was very popular, and the little travel group email that I was on was like, okay, it's really popular. You got to get your tickets beforehand. So one night I start poking around looking for my tickets, and unknowingly, obviously I didn't know this, I bought tickets my ticket to see the Sagrada Familia from a secondhand, almost like a travel agent, but for events. And so they sold me the ticket. I gave them the money and I'm like, great, I'm going to go see the church with everybody. This will be so fun. We'll go have an event. And it turns out they didn't have the authority to give me that ticket. They didn't have a ticket to give me. So they must have just sold it and then gone back to Sagrada Familia and been like, hey, can we have these tickets? Because we sold them. And they were like, nah, we're full. And so the people were like, oh, sorry, LOL, we didn't have the opportunity we didn't really have those tickets to sell you. So they gave me my money back. So I wasn't scammed in that sense. But I feel like I was scammed out of like really knowing, oh, I did not realize I wasn't buying directly from the church itself. So the one thing everybody's like, oh, thank God you were going to see that church because that's all you need to see. That's everything. Everybody will bring it up. I didn't see it. I mean, I saw the outside and I saw it very well and it's stunning and it's beautiful. And I saw all my friends' pictures that they did get in. But of course, Joy thinks she can go, the American in me thinks I can just go up there and bat my little eyelashes at the gate. And they're like, no, we're full, sold out. Oh, anything we can do? Nope, nothing. So I wasn't like thrilled with that. But also I was like, well, I'm still in Spain. Let me walk around. It's gorgeous today. Let me walk around. Let me grab a coffee. I mean, any other day, I'd probably not be that happy. And I wasn't that happy, but hey, vacation Joy, she can take that. She can handle that. She can go with the flow. She'll figure it out. She can go another day. Or she can come back to Spain. Or she can just live here. She'll figure it out. She's very chill. Everything's rolling off her back. My most stressful thing that happened was, now this is an absolute first for me. You know those things when it's like, I'm a traveler, but I haven't experienced missing my flight. Now that I missed my flight, now I'm a real traveler. That really pushed me over the edge into like, okay, I've really experienced it. I had a short flight to get me to one city, and then that city I was going to fly home from. And my connecting flight, I only had an hour in the airport. And I was a little nervous. My layover, I was like, that's pretty tight. Hopefully I don't have to go get my suitcase. But an hour feels kind of tight. Just not knowing the airport. But with just an hour, we were 45 minutes late. The flight was 45 minutes late. And I'm doing the thing where we're about to land and I'm like getting a hold of the flight attendant, I got to pause for a second. Can we just have one moment to acknowledge something you need to know about Spain? The people there, and I'm going to particularly talk about the men just because that's like where my eye goes. The men there, and I mean just like the regular men, like the regular men that have regular jobs. It's a waiter, a pilot, a flight attendant, the guy checking my passport at the airport, the guy driving my cab. All those people are stunning. Every single one of them looks like a model. But they're just like, oh yeah, I take the tickets at the museum. Oh, I give you your headset for your audio tour at the Picasso Museum. That's what I do for a living. I'm like, are you sure you're not a model? They're like, oh no, I'm like normal looking around here. And they are, but they all look like freaking models. So I'm in between me trying to like sneak a picture of the flight attendant just so I can prove to my friends, like, if you haven't been, I can't explain how these like normal people are so attractive. So I go get his attention and I'm like, hey. And I wasn't too far back. I think I was like in the early teens. I was probably like in row 13 or row 14. I was like, hey, my flight is going to leave soon. And he looked at me with those beautiful eyes, looked me straight in my face and said, you'll be fine. It's right around the corner. And that made me feel the comfort that I felt, number one, that he knew about my flight. Because I told him which flight it was, and he was like, oh, yeah, I know that one. And that he knew they must do this a lot. I was like, well, is it just in the next gate over? Like, that would be amazing. That would be perfect. But he just looked me straight in the eye and said, it's right around the corner. And I said, thank you, sir. And then he goes, hey, make sure you follow the blue sign that says T4 or whatever he said. Make sure you follow those signs. And I said, can do. I mean, are you just telling me to follow the signs to the gate that I need to go to? I know how to do that. I can look for my gate and acknowledge that this is not it or it is it. And there I am. But I get off that plane. And I see the first sign, the blue T4 sign, and it says 25 minutes from here to there. You know those signs at airports and stuff that'll give you like, okay, on the tollway or wherever, like, hey, you're 8 minutes to this place or you're 45 minutes to this place. You might want to try another route. It said 25 minutes to get there. And I said, I'm so sorry. Did you just lie directly to my face? Around the corner and 25 minutes are extremely different. 25 minutes will be past the time I'm going to take off. But who am I asking that to? To whom am I asking that? No one. Because he's on the plane. He's letting everybody else off the plane. You think I'm ever going to see him again? No. Would there be a way for me to even look him up? No. Maybe a young girl could figure out how to, like, these little Gen Z girls just find anybody on social, but not me and not a normal person. No. And I have to think, when you looked me right in the face and you were just soothing my anxiety by saying, it's right around the corner. You're fine. You're fine. It's right around the corner. Follow those signs. You knew exactly what you were doing. You knew you were lying directly to my face, right to my face, with no consequences. Yeah, you're fine. It's right around the corner. I get off the plane. You think he's thinking about me right now? You think he's somewhere doing a podcast being like, I looked you right in the face and I just said, you're going to be fine. It's right around the corner. Also, that's a horrible accent. That's not at all how he sounds. He sounds European. He sounds European. But you think he's like somewhere, I looked her right in the face. I look her right in the face. I tell her it's around the corner. Wrong. She's going to miss her flight. She's still going to get her blood pressure up like 30% for the next half hour running there, panicking, trying to get there. She's not going to make it. We all know she's not going to make it. She should have just stayed on that plane. Didn't matter. She should have gone, you know where he should have told me to go? Customer service. That's now that I think back, that's what he should have done. He should have told me, go to customer service. Follow the signs for customer service, because that's what you need. You need to get on tomorrow's flight or the next flight or whatever our option is. And if it's a couple hours from now, you need to go to the bar. And if it's tomorrow, you need to go to the hotel. That's what he should have done. But you know what? It's so much easier just to look me right in the face and lie to me. It's right around the corner. What corner? What corner is 25 minutes away? And that's just to get to the section of the airport, not my gate, just the section. So when I got there, me and like 10 other people, I think nobody from my flight made their connecting flight because we were late, but we all just like looked at each other and we made these little tight friendships that honestly we knew were not going to last. The way you bond when you're in a challenging situation, especially vacation joy. I can bond with anybody in a tight, ugly spot, but vacation joy, she'll bond with you real quick. Like, I still feel bonded to the people I was in line with at customer service. We went very different ways. They got a flight that day. And the amount of stuff I know about them, why they missed their flight, where they were going, what they were doing, how long they've been married, how they travel together. It's honestly kind of shocking the amount of information I know about them. Do I know their name? You know that I don't. But having that support system during that time as we waited to talk to a customer service agent, it was so necessary. I made another little friend in the line I made another friend, an adult person, and we were going to the same place and we were both about as tired as each other. So we split a cab and ate dinner that night together, and no energy not one ounce of me had the energy to go out and hang out in the city and poke around and see what was going on. I wish I had. It would have been like, oh, free night in Europe. Go look around. Go see what's up. Go see what's what. Vacation Joy was coming to the end. She was coming to her end. And she was like, I need to just put my feet up and I need to get home. You know that feeling where it's like, okay, the fun part of the vacation's over. I got to get home. I need to get my own bed. I need to have my own stuff where I know it is. And that day was great. But the days after, I'm in the days after, you know, that slap back to reality. So if you've seen me and I'm not like my funnest, best self, it's because Vacation Joy had to hibernate for a little bit. And we're going to get her back. We'll bring her back. We'll make sure she'll make her way back. You know, she needs a minute.
Thanks for listening to Little Things, Big Feelings with Joy Delaney. I'm James, the producer, editor, director, and executive producer. Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Honestly, forget TikTok. I don't even know how to use it anyway.
You don't know how to use it anyway.
James.
Follow Joy on socials at Joy Delaney Cox on Instagram and Facebook. See you next week.